Story 1. Stop thinking you have to be the alpha all the time. You may be very good at some things, but you are not the best at everything. Real men know what they are good at and where they need help. Story 2. Being hateful towards women they are not attracted to is unnecessary. It is fine to have personal preferences, but when you see a picture of a woman you are not attracted to on social media, why make comments picking apart features you do not like or call her fat? Just do not say anything and move on. Nobody is saying that you have to be attracted to a woman when she shows just a tiny bit of confidence. Story 3. Misunderstanding and misplacing their own insecurity. Mistaking aggression for strength. Raising kids based on their own unresolved trauma because they will not work on it. Story 4. This applies mostly to younger guys, but this whole want to settle this outside kind of response to a disagreement. What does violence prove other than one can beat up the other? Resorting to violence when not physically at risk is just so stupid. Story 5. Telling other men that real men do this. Real men say that, etc., effectively and ironically requires men to put on a fake image in order to be considered a real man. Story 6. Ignoring their friends being inconsiderate. As an extreme example, I don't really care much if you are otherwise a normal person if you are friends with someone who literally promotes racist beliefs and says nothing to them about it. If you are trying to get them to see the error in their thinking, then fine, but ignoring it is the same as telling them you agree with them. Story 7. Believing that following the advice of people like Andrew Tate will make you happy. Gents, it's a grift as old as time. A seemingly tough guy gives you the magic solution to get women, more money, more cars, and be more successful. He says to pay them to get their secret. Their secret is basic life advice you could have gotten from YouTube, and it doesn't work anyway. Story 8. Ogling younger women. My dad and his friend, both in their 70s. When a younger girl goes past, they literally stop and stare and then usually comment on her chest or something. The thing is, my dad makes it super obvious, and it's pretty embarrassing. The other thing my dad does is make what he calls cheeky comments to young girls, which is clearly uncomfortable for them and me. Then he gets all huffy if they clearly show disgust. Story 9. Wash your hands after using the restroom. The number of guys that I see simply walking out of the restroom after urinating is disgusting. Stop being nasty and wash your hands after using the restroom. That's what I meant. Story 10. Making inappropriate comments on women's pictures on social media is unacceptable. Stop. They aren't going to respond positively just because you keep saying, "You're so attractive," on every single picture. Please, just stop. Story 11. It's just embarrassing that some people are unironically taking life advice from a sex trafficker and someone who made his money running a multi-level marketing scheme. Story 12. Stop trying to make my work ethic your work ethic. I don't live to work. I work to live. And look at that, it's 3 p.m. My wife and children are waiting for me. Later, alligator. Story 13. Intimate partner violence. It is horrifying that women are so at risk of injury or death from their male partners. It is particularly awful that pregnant women in the United States are at greater risk from their partners than from medical issues related to pregnancy and delivery. Story 14. Being creepy. Once you are in your 20s, you should know how to behave. Come on. Edited thought I would add, this goes for everyone, not just men, but for the sake of the post, I find it almost embarrassing to hear some of the bizarre things other guys do. Story 15. If other men could stop with the mass shootings, that would be great. They can cut out all the other senseless acts of violence and aggression too, actually. Story 16. When around women, men start being competitive with other men for the women's attention, often involving insults and aggressive behavior. The weaker version of this is simping, which is also performative competitive behavior. Story 17. Loudly proclaiming that a woman's job is to cater to a man and have children. I wish men would let go of gender roles entirely. Stop with the belief of there being a man's drink versus a woman's drink. It is very possible to actually enjoy an alcoholic beverage without looking like you drank something unpleasant while fighting to keep a straight face. Story 18. Stop sagging their pants. I saw a dude the other day walking down the street with his whole ass out, one hand on the waist of his pants to keep them from completely falling down, and he was wearing a belt. Story 19. As someone who works on the road and uses gas stations or grocery stores to eat and use the bathroom, these things are specifically for the public restrooms. Peeing on the seat. 2. Spitting on the bathroom floor. 3. Having sex in the stalls and leaving your condoms on the floor. 4. Urinating on the toilet paper roll. There are a few more, but we can start here. Story 20. Getting mad when they see another guy with their spouse, by themselves, or with their friends, and thinking that they deserve that life more than the guy does. I've seen this so often recently. It's just sad. Story 21. Acting differently because a woman is around. It will be a guy in a very committed relationship who wouldn't cheat and isn't creepy, but he'll start acting like a tool when a girl enters the group. Laughing at things he would have made fun of 5 minutes ago. Being weirdly touchy and overly friendly when he normally would recoil if you bumped shoulders by accident. Stuff like that. What the heck? Story 22. Driving like maniacs, like everywhere they go it's a race. I find this silly and dangerous. Watching people race to the next red light seems pointless. Relax, people. You will save money on brakes and gasoline, and you have less of a chance of killing a kid. Story 23. Acting like they need to be foolish, aggressive, misogynistic individuals to be masculine. Think of Andrew Tate and his followers. Masculinity should involve caring for others, and not just offering shallow lip service to women because you want something in return. Care about your community. Engage in good faith dialogue with fellow citizens, rather than thinking your way is the only way. Dive into philosophy, and I mean real philosophy, the deep consideration of the world and what it means to live in it, not religious dogma. Put simply, I wish other men would stop acting like fools and hindering our progress with their reactionary methods of dealing with their own mediocrity. Story 24. Being creeps in general. So many men seem entitled and controlling it's not even funny. In fact, do yourself a favor and wean off the whole Peterson, Rogan, Tate manosphere. Try some soul-searching or therapy, get a new perspective. Story 25. Everything wrong they do towards women, rape, cheat, act inappropriately, sexualize everything. It's ruining it for the rest of us. No wonder it's hard to get a girlfriend today. All women are on self-defense alert mode. Story 26. Not washing hands after using the toilet. The one amazing thing that COVID-19 did is to encourage the use of water, or additionally even the use of soap. Oh, how I despise you for not being clean. And personally, there was this anti-immigration person who complained about the etiquette and hygiene of Arabs, while he himself urinated on the sidelines of the toilet. I also saw him leave without washing his hands. Story 27. Weird, unnecessary arguments. Some guys speak politely, but there's this constant competitive tension just beneath the surface, like every other guy is a potential rival. Ironically, it just makes them seem insecure. Story 28. Accepting abusive behavior from a significant other as normal and not setting boundaries. Keeping women around even when they disrespect us, out of a sense of obligation or low self-esteem. Let's raise the bar, fellas. Story 29. The must-show masculinity. Guys, just stop trying to prove you are tough. It's a bad look, and everyone knows you are trying to cover your inadequacies and shortfalls. Story 30. Stop being so needlessly competitive with your other male friends. Nobody worth a damn thinks better of you for it. Everyone just thinks you're an asshole. Story 31. The tough guy attitude. Bro, I don't care if you used to fight guys when you played hockey in high school 20 years ago. I'm not interested in a fist fight over a parking spot at Costco or whatever set off your rage. Story 32. All of the ridiculous sexism and misogyny. It's like the amount of energy some guys put towards seeing women as either some kind of inferior person, or a maid, or someone who doesn't have any interests of their own. It's really obnoxious, and I'm tired of it. Story 33. Having insanely unrealistic standards for women they consider attractive. I have a few coworkers who have absolutely nothing to offer to women. They are bald, overweight, have bad teeth, dress poorly, and are not wealthy, thus permanently single. When women come up in conversation, they expect them to be short, fit, tan, with large breasts, a perfect body, impeccable hair, skin, face, teeth, makeup, and clothing. It would be one thing if they knew they were sad hypocrites and just did not care, but I do not think they do. I think guys like that legitimately believe that they are in the same league as women who are probably chatting with guys who are former Division I athletes in medical school residency. Story 34. Acting like boys and men cannot be raped. I'm so tired of seeing, where were these teachers when I was in school? And I would have kept my mouth shut and kept going. It's vile.